what is going on? You're doing all this manifestation work, following all the steps, doing your journaling, your vision board, your magic, your spells, and things are just not happening. The things you want or you think you want are not coming into your life, and you're simply not hitting the mark, or so it feels. Let's look at some things that could be going wrong. So, number one, you are not in alignment. There are some ways to look at this. So, this might be that something else is going on in your life, and the things you're trying to manifest, it's just not working. It's not fitting because you're not in alignment with what is, but rather hoping, wishing, dreaming for something that is not. So take, for example, this could be some absolutely unrealistic, out of this world goals. Like, I don't know, the Ferrari in your garage, the red fancy one. Think about it. Do you really want that car? Is it realistic? Is it part of your life and who you are at this time? Is it going to make the difference that you want? There are so many manifestation instructions out there, and often there's not the information there that guides you to taking it step by step, manifesting that which is in alignment with who you are at this moment in time. And if you're wondering, well, how can I align, Pipalik? I don't know how to do this. Then take a look, just as a starter, at our alignment YouTube video, at our grounding and centering YouTube video. Bring yourself back to earth. I totally get it. I mean, I have times I'm tired, exhausted, I'm wanting, or I just saw something, I'm like, oh my God, it'd be so nice to just not have to do anything and float around somewhere in the ocean and not have to think about a thing. I really want to manifest that. Of course that's not going to happen. I have responsibilities. I need to be with my kids right now. I am bound to this land where I'm at. And when I feel into what is truly in alignment, and I come to peace with what is in my life, and I look at what is actually needed in my life, then something very different pops up, such as, to begin with, I just want to find a regular routine that helps me find calm in my day-to-day workings in life. That would be the next step. And then eventually, I know I'll get to where I'm just floating on the ocean, completely at peace, thinking about nothing. But first I must be in the here and now, which brings me to the second point, which is skipping steps. So maybe in your life, the red Ferrari in your garage is the really big goal, the thing that must happen in your life, but you are just starting out in your company or in your job, and there's all these other things that need doing right now. So while it is extremely useful to reach for the stars so you can get hold of the moon, we also need to think about how we're going to get to the moon in the first place. And that comes with a bunch of steps. Like, we first got to get funding to build our rocket. We got to bring experts in to learn how to even build one, and so forth. So what are the things that are right in front of you? And you will notice when you bring manifestation down to focus on just the next step while having the big goal in mind, you're going to notice how things start happening, how things go further. And then what about stuff that's, say you're not in a relationship and you deeply, deeply, deeply yearn for a relationship? That's a little bit different than some of those physical things that we're looking at. The car, the job, the money, being able to pay for things, having the luxury of floating around on a boat on vacation. There's also these emotional desires that so many of us are trying to manifest. But here's the thing. Wise ones, sages, magicians, witches, oracles, advisors even, coaches, they know. And there's this beautiful text as well, I'll quote in a second. But actually, I'll quote it now because it's so important, it's so relevant. It's from Doreen Valiente, The Charge of the Goddess. But you'll find this in different words and different texts. As that which you cannot find inside of yourself, you will not find outside of yourself. So if you're trying to manifest the love of your dreams, or a relationship that is good for you. Maybe you've got one and it's not good for you. Then consider your own relationship first to yourself and think about manifesting that first. Say you want to bring in the love of your life. Well, what would I want to do first? I've been trying for years to bring in the love of my life. This might be you. Then think about, how can I bring in this love within my being first? And focus on manifesting that. And once you truly feel at peace and in love with yourself, and you're doing this inner love work, and you're learning what it means to love yourself, then you can bring in a person that can love you the way you have learned to love yourself. That's so vital. And now let's look at one more point. Desire. So this is a fun one, because we all have desires, and I've been touching on these things throughout this video already. The desire for love, the desire for a sweet ride that just looks super nice in your garage, or the desire for, enough money to pay your bills, whatever it is. We have all these desires. Well, that last one is a need. That one is a need. But these desires to bring in something that makes our life feel meaningful, beautiful. This doesn't have to be, we're in a very consumerist society, but often it's not the things we buy. It's the things we experience, the things we feel. And when we have met our needs, like being able to pay the bills, then it's that which makes us feel like our life has meaning and there is a point to our lives at this time. So how do we come to the desires that actually are the ones connected to our purpose or our feeling of purpose, if we want to avoid speaking in absolutes? And here we need to go deep and inquire. We have a wonderful course called The Inner Work of Desire that does exactly that. And another course that, if you really want to go deeper into yourself, called Journey to Your Essence, that is all on Magic as Key platform. But for the sake of this video, if you want to find out what you truly desire, so maybe you have been manifesting things that are surface desires, that are either not coming true, or if they do, you realize they are not what you want, is to go deeper. Now, my favorite way to do this, I do this most days. I come to my altar in my home. If you don't have one, that's fine. You might have your favorite sitting spot, your window. You don't need an altar or anything. You just need a place to sit or stand or be undisturbed. Lying down, I find, is a little less practical for this, because there's the state of alert listening that is part of the practice that I find lying down for me personally is not conducive to. If it works for you, lie down. And then I feel into my big work, the things I want to do, my crazy plans that are 10 steps ahead, 20 steps ahead, me reaching for the stars. And I sit still and I breathe deeply. And I ask myself, what is the question that actually matters right now? And I breathe and I allow some space and time to just listen. And sometimes the question is, how can I get through my admin that's right in front of me? And in that moment, I realize sometimes it's that which is blocking me. Stuff I've been procrastinating that is in the way of actually manifesting the stuff that I'm working on. So there might be things in your life that you're procrastinating, pushing ahead, or clutter that's in your life that's simply blocking the path. It's not conducive to having an open way in front of you. It's like being in a traffic jam. And the next thing I do is I listen as I feel into all these desires bubbling up from within. Some I don't even have words for, but they're there. And it's like this deep yearning, and I just listen. And I ask, like, what is the next step? And sometimes my to-do list is this long and I'm hearing, take a rest. And I do that. And then the next day, things miraculously fall into place and I get stuff done at times I usually can't. So listen. What is the next step? And allow yourself to be surprised. Allow it to be something small. Allow it to be something you never expected. And then, very, very important is to commit to do that thing as soon as possible. So let's do a quick summary. We had alignment as a main practice. What is in alignment? So doing alignment practices regularly to connect with what actually needs to manifest in your life to bring in more ease. Then we have removing obstacles. What is in the way? What is blocking you? Then we also have looking at what is realistic. What is the next step that is right in front of you? What actually fits into your life? And finally, our desires. What is actually our deep desire? What is most needed right now? Because often, like I just explained, sharing from my own life, it's not the glitzy, glamorous, like I desire this massive thing. It's like, no, often it's something as basic as I really actually want to get the admin out of the way that I've been procrastinating, and then I can really focus on what's next. So these are my most useful tips at this moment for being able to manifest successfully when it's not working. If you want more content like this, make sure to let us know in the comments below, hit like, and subscribe to the Magic is Key channel.